It's College Awareness Month, so we have an SFBN Conversation with a member from Gear Up. Also, Frankie Stokes is our substitute teacher in Pop Quiz. And how did I do in my preseason rankings? We'll find out next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. Talking about one final thought. Let's get a big, bold prediction. Welcome to another edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. I'm your host, Bluestein, and Frankie. A lot of great football this past weekend. We are in full playoff mode. Let's start in the city in the public league. Gratz defeats Central, and Northeast beats Frankford. Two pretty good games.
Yeah, Central's coming off a big upset against Franklin, unable to pull past Gratz with a 19-6 loss. Northeast beats Frankfurt in overtime 18-12, so Gratz will return to the championship game versus Northeast. Yeah,
and Northeast needed overtime to beat Frankfurt. 2 touchdowns by quarterback Keith Moore, including the game winner. So, yeah, that should be a good one. Gratz versus Northeast, which will be seen on the Sports Fan Base Network on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Now, Frankie, let's get into District 1. A lot of great games. The District 1 4A bracket, very exciting. Neshaminy pulls off an upset over Springford, 31-16. And you know what? The game wasn't even really close.
Yes, Neshaminy's Zach Treadway, wide receiver and free safety, had a big game on both sides of the ball. He had 5 catches for 79 yards, a single score, and an interception to seal the deal.
So Neshaminy will now take on Quakertown, who also pulled off a little upset over CB East, 7-6. And Downingtown East, the number 1 seed, almost was upset by the 16-seeded Plymouth Whitemarsh. That score was 35-28. Downingtown East quarterback Saunders Healy, 5 touchdown passes in that game.
Yes, Plymouth Whitemarsh actually had a 21-7 lead into halftime, but 3 touchdown passes for Carrie Angeline helped Downingtown East pull past them with the win.
And Nafis Nasir, the star for Plymouth Whitemarsh, played his heart out. 30 carries, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, but was not enough for PW to pull off what would have been a monster upset. A little mini upset also here. Perkiomen Valley beats Haverford High, also by the score of 35-28, so PV moves on.
Yes, last season, Perkiomen Valley lost in the first round of playoffs. Now they are advancing. Ronnie Arch had 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns, so he had 4 out of the 5 touchdowns for Perkiomen Valley.
Yeah, Ronnie Arch with a great game. Same thing with Haverford High's Jack Donahue. He did a great job. Not quite enough, though, to beat PV, and they will take on Pennsbury in the next round, who upset Downingtown West, and also a 35-28 score, this time in overtime. Interesting, these two teams matched up in the 2-15 game last year, except it was in Bucks County last year. This year up in Downingtown, but same result.
And now I thought my stats were wrong when I saw the third 35-28 final game. For Pennsbury, Rob Daly had a big game on both sides of the ball as well. He had 19 carries for 90 yards, a first quarter score, and 6 solo tackles. Yeah, a lot of really exciting games, and I'm sure we'll get some more next weekend in this District 1 bracket. And when we come back, we will have an SFBN Conversation next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bucksmont Indoor Sports Center is the area's largest indoor sports and event center with over 78,000 square feet of playing and expo surface. We offer year-round programs for toddlers to teens, as well as an extensive adult league program in a variety of sports. Celebrate your birthday with an unforgettable party. Choose from Nerf Turf Tag, Bubble Soccer, or a variety of activities for a party everyone will be talking about. Bucksmont is the first and only facility in the area to offer bubble ball soccer. See if you have what it takes to beat the bubble. Visit our facility, conveniently located in Hatfield, PA. For the love of the game, it's Bucksmont Indoor Sports Center.
I got the personal attention I needed, I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Rider, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Are you ready for prom? Well, SFBN is. We have partnered up with several local businesses to offer our high school viewers discounts on major prom-related purchases. Clark's Premier Limousine for transportation, the Men's and Boys Store for tux rentals, LB's Cuts for men's haircuts, In Good Hands Salon for hair and nails, and Dress Up Time for prom dresses. Go to www.sfbnprom.com to receive your promo code today.
So tell me, what is Gear Up all about?
So Gear Up is a federal program. It's an acronym. It stands for Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for Undergraduate Programs.
Well, I'm glad you have the acronym.
Right. And it is geared to increasing the number of students who are ready for and succeed in some type of post-secondary experience.
So what is your target population and what schools do you cover in the Philadelphia area?
So our target population with Gear Up is actually parents, teachers, and students, right? But the schools that we serve right now 42 middle schools in Philadelphia and 7 high schools. It's important to note that Gear Up actually follows students from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade. So we are with some students for 6 years on them about going to college.
Oh, that's really great. Now, what type of services do you provide for these students that you follow through middle school?
All right, so we provide all types of services. So for the students, we provide college trips and college tours and college fairs, those types of things, along with workshops and after-school programs. For parents, we also provide financial literacy workshops and financial aid workshops and other resources to help them be advocates for their child. And for teachers, we provide professional development to increase their capacity to support children in the classroom and ensure that students are on the right track to making the right decisions when they graduate from high school.
College decision is a pretty big decision for the students and for the parents and for the families. What tips would you provide for families getting their high school students ready to make that college decision, and what would go into making that decision?
All right, so I think one of the most important things that we talk to our parents about is definitely starting early. It's never too early to start those conversations with your child around being ready for college and wanting to go to college. I think once the child is in high school, one of the things that we've learned and some of the research that's out there suggests that a parent's support can be very critical to a child making that decision. And knowing that you have a parent at home who supports your decision to go to college is one of the biggest indicators to whether or not that child will go. So in addition to all of the things that we all know about, from making sure you have good grades and making sure you participate in extracurricular activities like sports, and making sure that you are prepared to take those tests like ACT and SAT, having that support at home is critical.
You mentioned sports. Obviously, we cover high school sports on Varsity Voice, so we have a lot of student athletes and parents of student athletes that are watching this show. Playing sports in college is a big thing. What would you say to the high school student athlete that is preparing not only to go to college, but to play sports at the next level as well?
All right, so for that athlete that is looking to go to college to play sports, I think it's very critical that, one, they make sure that they register with ncaa.org prior to completing their junior year. But the other piece is making sure that they have explored the college as a whole, right? So not just what sport does the college offer, but whether it's a Division I, Division II, or Division III, making sure that the school has the culture that the student is looking to be a part of, making sure that there's a good number of students who actually graduate from that school, and also making sure that if there's a career that the student is interested in outside of sports, that school offers that program and has a good track record for students succeeding in that program.
Well, it sounds like Gear Up has a lot to offer the high school student. How would they or parents get in touch with Gear Up to take advantage of all your services?
All right, so we have a few different ways. The School District of Philadelphia has a robust website. There is a college and career readiness page that parents can go to and find a lot of this information along with scholarship information and information on what types of courses students should be taking when. And there's also a Office of Athletics webpage that talks about and it gives directions for ncaa.org and what students should do and when. And we actually have 2 Twitter accounts, and we post a lot of college readiness stuff. And one is at SDP College Ready, and the other is at Gear Up Philly.
Well, I'll make sure to follow you next time on Twitter.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much. Gear Up sounds like a very interesting program. I think everybody should take advantage of it who is getting ready for college. So thank you very much for telling us about it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Do you like pro sports?
Yeah,
Do you like college sports?
of course.
Do you like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN.
Pop Quiz is brought to you by Gear Up, a federally funded program designed to increase the number of students who are prepared to enter and succeed in post-secondary education. Gear Up provides early college awareness and academic support to students beginning no later than 7th grade, following them through high school graduation. For more information, go to www.philasd.org.
Welcome back. I have Kyle Berger here with me today from WNPV. Kyle, I know that you're a teacher. Are you ready to switch sides over to the students?
I will do my best.
Okay. It's time for the pop quiz. Good luck.
Thank you.
Question number 1. True or false? A double-digit seed will play in the District 1 4A championship game.
I'm going to go with true on that one. This Saturday night, number 10 Perk Valley hosts number 15 Pennsbury. I think either of those 2 teams have a chance to make it to the District 1 final, whoever emerges from this weekend's game. Perk Valley is a spread offense type team. Steven Sturm is a quarterback for them. He's thrown over 25 touchdown passes this season. They have an electric offense, one that can put a lot of points up on the board and can pose a lot of problems for their opponents. Their opponent this Saturday, Pennsbury, is kind of the opposite. They're more of an old school team, likes to run the football a lot, keep it between the tackles, and not throw as much. Because of that, they're a ball control team. And this time of year when the weather could be bad and it's cold outside, keeping the ball away from your opponents can be just as good as putting up 56 points on the board. For Pennsbury, they could have the ball for 7, 8, or 9 minutes, and you blink your eye and it's the end of the first quarter and you haven't had the football yet. So I like either the Falcons or the Vikings to make it to the District 1 final.
Okay. And congratulations, that is correct. The correct answer is true. Since there are already 4 double-seeded teams advancing, I do think that they have a nice shot as well. Question number 2, this is multiple choice. What is the toughest matchup in the District 1 4A quarterfinal round? Is it A, Downingtown East versus North Penn, B, Neshaminy versus Quakertown, C, Pennsbury versus Perkiomen Valley, or D, Upper Dublin versus Upper Darby?
I'm going to go with A, which is North Penn against Downingtown East in the 1 versus 9 matchup in the top of the bracket. Those 2 teams met earlier this year, and it was a great game down at Kottmeyer Stadium. 28-24, Downingtown East won. North Penn had a chance to win the game in the closing minutes. Threw what they thought was a game-winning touchdown pass, got called off because of a penalty, and I know since then North Penn has really kind of looked to a potential rematch down the road. Downingtown East has been playing great football all season long. They're undefeated. They're the top seed in the district. They have incredible variety of weapons on offense. Kerry Angeline, their tight end, is going to USC and is the best tight end in the state. A really big target for Saunders-Healy, their quarterback. And I think it's a tall order for either of these two teams to win on Friday night in Downingtown, and that's why that's the toughest matchup.
And that is correct. Downingtown East versus North Penn is the toughest matchup in the District 1 for a quarterfinal round. So far, so good.
All right.
Let's see how you do with our fill in the blank. Question number 3. The biggest surprise in the first round of the District 1 4A bracket was blank.
I'm going to say the way that Neshaminy beat Springford. Not that they beat them, because I think a lot of people thought that the Redskins could beat the Rams in the opening round of the districts, but to go into Springford's house and really just kind of run them off the field the way Neshaminy did was pretty surprising to me. And the fact that they also did it without Will Dogba for most of the game. Will has been their best running back all season long. Their feature back, he's had a bit of an ankle injury, so they kept him out for the better part of the game. Joe Perrone came in to replace Dogba, and he ran for over 100 yards. So pretty impressive and pretty surprising what Neshaminy did to Springford.
Although I understand your points, that is incorrect. The correct answer is 15 Pennsbury defeating number 2 Downingtown West in overtime. Another fill in the blank, question 4. The biggest surprise in the quarterfinals of the District 1 4A bracket will be blank.
Looking into the future, I think the biggest surprise would be the box score following the 3 versus 6 matchup, Upper Dublin and Upper Darby. Two of the best offenses around with some really incredible weapons. Upper Dublin has been led all season long by Ryan Stover, their quarterback. He has over 4,000 yards passing for his career. The Cardinals have mercy ruled just about everybody that they've played this year and put a lot of numbers up on the scoreboard. Upper Darby on the other side, they have a phenomenal running back. Isaiah Bruce is his name. He had over 300 yards rushing in the opening round of the playoffs last week, and he's over 2,000 yards for the season, has a chance to break Delaware County's all-time single-season rushing record for touchdowns, and I think you could see close to 1,000 yards of offense in that game between the Royals and the Cardinals.
I'm sorry, but that is incorrect again. The correct answer is Pennsbury defeating Perkiomen Valley on the road. Question number 5. This is our deal breaker to see whether you pass or fail our pop quiz. True or false? Should the District 1 and District 12 champs meet in the state semifinals, the District 1 champ will defeat the District 12 champ.
I'm going to go with false on that one, and I'm just using history as a bit of a precedent. It's been very rare since District 12 and the Catholic League and the Public League joined the PIAA that the District 1 champ has been able to beat the District 12 champ. North Penn did it a couple of years ago. Coatesville did it as well. But typically, that District 12 champ is going to have a trip to Hershey in their future. St. Joe's Prep is the 2-time defending champs in the state of Pennsylvania out of District 12. And I think it would be foolish to pick against them at this point. Another great team that Coach Gabe Infante has for St. Joe's Prep. And I would be surprised if District 1's champ is able to knock them off in the state semis.
And that is correct. False is the correct answer. Congratulations, you passed our pop quiz.
Thank you.
Kyle, thank you for joining us today. And stay tuned. We'll be back with more football discussion after the break.
I got the personal attention I needed. I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice, presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Welcome back to Varsity Voice, and we are in the thick of things in the high school football playoff schedule. And Frankie, at the beginning of the year, I made some predictions on who I thought would be here at the end. So I wanted to take a look back and see how I did. So let's start in the city. Now, I did pretty good at the top. St. Joe Prep, Wood, LaSalle, Imhotep, fairly givens there. I did have Haverford School ahead of Malvern Prep, who actually won the Interact, so I was right there. But 7 and 8, Roman and Newman combined for a record of 1 and 18. I didn't really hit it there, did I?
No, not really. I mean, those picks are always hard because no one ever thinks a team is actually going to go 0 and 9. And you're also missing Northeast, and now they're in the Public League Championship game.
Yeah, I definitely missed that. And I think a lot of people missed that as well. They had a very surprising and good season. And I missed on West Catholic. I didn't give them enough credit to have a bounce-back year and win the 2A again, so missed on the Burrs. They had a very nice year. Now, in District 1, my number 1 team was Coatesville. And they didn't even end up in the District 1 4A bracket. So I missed that one. But some of the other teams in the middle of the pack, like North Penn, Pennsbury, Downingtown East, Neshaminy, Upper Dublin, all having very good years. So I hit it there. But Abington at number 8, 1 and 9, I missed again.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I know last season they just missed the playoffs, so you put them at 8 comfortably. But you also have missing Quakertown and Neshaminy, and now they're in the quarters.
Yeah, Quakertown probably should have put them in at number 9 or number 10 in ahead of Penn Ridge or Council Rock, who are both out now. But yeah, the Panthers having a very nice season. Now, in South Jersey, I think I did pretty good here. St. Joe, Hamilton, Shawnee, Cherokee, Timber Creek, Lenape. I mean, they're good pretty much every year. So overall, I think I did pretty good over the bridge.
Yeah, except for Delsea. I mean, you have them down at number 8, where they're sitting comfortably at a 9-1 record right now. They're only lost to Hamilton. And you're also missing Hamilton and Williamstown, and they're also advancing to the playoffs as well.
Way to poke holes in the top 10 that I thought I nailed. Yeah, Delsea definitely overachieved. I think they had a pretty good year, 9-1, obviously. And Hamilton, yeah, definitely missed on the Devils there. They are having a very nice year, Williamstown as well. So those are my preseason picks, but I am ready to make some playoff predictions. Are you?
I mean, I'm always ready, given the fact that I've beaten you twice now with predictions. So I just want to make sure that you're finally ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to get some revenge.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's get right into it. Catholic League, let's start there. 4A championship, a rematch of a great regular season game we had on SFBN, LaSalle versus St. Joe Prep.
I'm going to go with LaSalle. They had a very tough season, a lot of tough opponents. One of their only 3 losses was against St. Joe's Prep, so I think they're going to get revenge now.
I like the Prep in this game. I think they're going to win again. I think they are one of the best teams, not only in the state, but in the country. I think they will move on and potentially make a run to the state title game again this year. Public League 4A Championship, Northeast versus Simon Gratz.
I'm going to go with the undefeated Northeast Vikings, my alma mater, so I would like to see them take it home.
You know, Northeast is my alma mater as well, but I'm going with the Bulldogs of Simon Gratz. They lost last year to Franklin in the Public League Championship game. They're back this year with a vengeance, and I think that they win it this year. Now, in District 1, the best game, arguably, is Downingtown East, the number 1 seed, versus North Penn. Who do you have in this big-time matchup?
I'm going to go with North Penn. I think it's going to be a shootout, but I think Northeast West will have a big game for them and be able to seal the deal.
You know, I've been going with Chestmont all year, and Downingtown East is my last hope to win the title and make good on my prediction earlier in the year. So I'm going with Downingtown East. I think they will hold true to their home field and beat North Penn. A couple games in South Jersey, Hamilton and Timber Creek, another very good matchup.
I think Hamilton, they're having a pretty solid year, so I think that they'll be able to take the win over Timber Creek.
Yeah, Timber Creek, traditionally the better program, but I like Hamilton as well. I think they win this game. They are having a very good year, and they're at home. Cherokee and Williamstown, finally.
I'm going to say Cherokee. You know, they're a pretty good team, and I think they're just too strong for Williamstown right now this late in the season.
I agree. I like Cherokee here. Williamstown, another very good story, another very good year, but I think it ends with the Chiefs of Cherokee. So we agree on South Jersey, but disagree on all the PA games. So we'll see what happens.
Yes, good luck.
Check out what's coming up next on the Sports Fan Base Network. Well, that about wraps things up for this edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN and Frankie. So many great games this weekend. Which one are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the Upper Darby versus Upper Dublin game. You know, last week Upper Darby knocked off Council Rock North, so I just like to see how they'll do against an undefeated team.
I want to see Northeast versus Gratz for a number of reasons, but also because it's on the Sports Fan Base Network Saturday at 4. But a lot of great games. And Frankie, thanks for coming on this week to break them all down.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Next time, we will see who is right on the predictions as we continue on with our football playoff coverage. Have a good night. Yeah, I think I'm going to get it right.
I don't think
Select video equipment for Varsity Voice has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video. You provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice, presented by SFBN.